what's up? It's Kenzie and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking all about heartbreaks. This was inspired by probably the 6 of my closest friends all going through heartbreaks right now. Or breakups, or it all, you know? But really, it just takes me back, you know? I went through my first heartbreak like a long time ago, and it feels kind of weird to talk about it because like it really doesn't matter at all, which I think is something that's important to say, even though like obviously you know deep down that like you'll eventually get over it, hopefully. You really do, like it doesn't really come to mind. I don't know, it feels weird talking about this because like it doesn't really come to mind, but I think that the things I learned hopefully will be helpful. I look at my life now and the people that I'm with and the people that I'm close with and everything, and through my own heartbreaks and theirs, like one, I've gotten so much closer with friends, it really bonds you, but also like I, in like the least cheesy way possible, would not be who I am now had that not happened to me, and that's with any situation in life. But I think I learned the most from my first heartbreak, like that I can think of, that I think of now. I don't know, I would not be the same person if I was still dating that person, and thank God I'm not. Nothing like negative towards them, it's just who I am now would never date who I was in love with, and that's fine. Like it was a different time in my life. Like I look back and I appreciate it and I'm glad that it happened and I learned a lot and everything, but the friendships that I have now I'm so much closer with. I also gained friendships through that. I learned so much about myself and what I wanted to do and like motivation, honestly. So there's also this quote that I saw, like this is not like me, but I just like thought it was cool, and it was like, I would not be like the empire I am today had you not left, or something. And I think that while a lot of you guys are, that's dramatic, I think it's something cool to keep in mind. I mean, you can either spend your time with someone who doesn't really care about you and end up with them, or you can spend your time on yourself and come back in 10 years and like have like your career like crazy, be a billionaire, a doctor, whatever you want to do. I mean, it kind of just depends on what you want to focus your time on. I don't mean that dating people is bad, I just mean dating people who like aren't really great is probably bad. I don't know. Also, by the way, I know I'm gonna get questions on this hoodie. It's from Love You. I'll link it down below. Why is it not in focus? I'll link them down below. You should check them. Are you kidding me? I'll link it down below. You guys should check it out. They have like really awesome stuff, so go check it out. And also have a Megan Hughes mug. Shout out to my favorite people. Link will be down below. Anyways, I remember when my first like best friend went through her first heartbreak, and it was probably like a year or two before kind of everyone else started going through that whole thing. It was definitely younger, and I remember everyone being like, why is it so dramatic? Like, why is she like crazy, blah blah blah. If you're watching this, we love you. But and then I remember going through like my heartbreak, and I'd be like, I get why she was crazy. I fully understand now. It makes so much sense. I'm really prepared and professional, so I have a whole list of things. Also, I know that I'm kind of like joking around and stuff, but going through a heartbreak actually does really hurt, and it is like, you shouldn't feel dumb for being upset or being sad or it like actually really hurting you, because I know a lot of the time you don't even like fully explain to the people around you how bad it is. Very often, which this is something I've talked about before, people are like so like don't have feelings, like just all of that stuff, like nothing matters kind of thing. That's just like a trend in our generation, and also like that's really boring, so let's all stop that. I mean, it's fine, but also like yeah. So my point is that this may sound dramatic to some of you guys if you guys haven't gone through it, or you aren't really the kind of person to be upset. I don't really know. I've gone through like bad things in my life, which, not to sound like annoying, but a heartbreak still hurt really bad, so I don't think, your feelings are valid. That's the whole point of this. I've dated boys that I'm like completely in love with, and then I've dated boys who I'm like, why am I dating you? Which is horrible, and like really horrible of me to do. Sean's behind me, he's laughing. And it's really horrible of me to do. Like I really shouldn't have done that. But my point is, I've been on both sides of this kind of thing. I also just want to say heartbreak is a good thing. I know a lot of you guys are probably watching this video by literally googling how to get over a heartbreak or get over someone. Comment down below if you guys did. But you have to just like kind of look at it in like a positive manner, which I know a lot of the stuff I'm telling you now you've already heard and you're gonna be annoyed with and stuff, but like it is the truth. It does just take time, but it's a time to like learn about yourself and just do a bunch of stuff for yourself and be really selfish with your time, who you spend your time with, what you spend your time on. You grow a lot more in harder times than in easier times in your life. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay, first thing you have to do is like make the decision to move on. Something that I like live by is if they wanted, not live by, that's really dramatic, but something that I really firmly believe is like if they wanted to be with you, they would be with you. And if they aren't with you now, I mean, obviously there's certain situations, and like anything that I'm gonna say, obviously there's exceptions, but like there's an exception like 1 out of 100 times. If they wanted to be with you, they would be with you, and that is like a really hard concept to grasp, and it hurts and it sucks, but the like sooner you realize that, the better off you are. Also, I will say going back and forth after a relationship or a breakup is really normal. I think I've actually done that with every breakup I've had, now that I think about it, but it's never, I don't want to say never, there's an exception, but 9 times out of 10 it's a bad idea. You guys probably broke up for a reason. You don't want to be with someone who is like, oh, I want to be with you, and the next day they don't want to be with you. Like, you deserve to be with someone who wants to be with you all the time and knows what they want. Social media, mute them, block them, unfollow them, have them block you, whatever. It really doesn't have to be dramatic. Why would you want to see your ex that you're trying to get over with on your feed? Like, I don't think that it's like a petty, dramatic thing to do. I think you can do it in a petty way. It depends on how you go about it. Also, you don't really owe them any explanations either. One thing that I heard someone do that I actually thought was a really good idea is she texted her ex-boyfriend and was like, hey, not trying to be dramatic at all, but if you could possibly block me on every single social media site, that would really help me out. And he was like, yeah, totally, like I get it. And so she did that, so like she can't creep on him, because even after you unfollow, obviously like you go back and you stalk your exes, we all do it. I thought that was like a really good idea. I don't know. Try to just stay off of their social media accounts altogether. What they're doing now, as much as like it sucks, it's not really your business, it's not like your life, you're not really a part of it anymore. You're just wasting your time like doing that, honestly. I'm taking notes for myself. You're not dumb for feeling the way that you feel, regardless of how you feel. Like, all of your feelings are valid. And now I know that everyone's like, oh, it's just a stupid boy, or oh, it's just like a stupid thing. Like, it makes sense you're upset about this. This is someone you spent a lot of time with. You probably had them like be a big part of your life. You were possibly in love with them. Like, you did a lot of things with them. It makes sense. Your feelings are valid. You are allowed to feel the way that you do, but don't sulk and sit around for forever. I think you do need to give yourself time to be sad, but you also need to get up and be like, yeah, no, I'm a bad, and do your own thing. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. You do not owe your ex friendship.
Oh my god, I think I just died. I love, you said that so, you worded it so perfectly.
Thank you. I am friends with one of my ex-boyfriends, but he's also been a good friend of mine for like ever, and it's also like a distant, really close friend, and it took years for that, whatever, and it's not like that at all. But like the people that I'm talking about now, like, you don't owe them friendship. I'm sure some people can be friends with their exes and stuff, and that's fine, good for you. But like, you do not owe them friendship. If they broke your heart, or if they did something, or like even if you just like don't want to be them, like, you do not have to be friends with them. Also, keeping them in your life, how are you supposed to get over them if you're still friends with them? You will literally never get over them. I know there's a lot of you watching who want to keep your ex in your life, and right now you cannot. Listen to me, just don't do it, I promise you. It takes time. Again, it goes back to being selfish with your time. If you want to be friends with them, I'm sure later on down the road you can, but by the time you get to that point, you're probably not even gonna want to be friends with them. You're probably gonna be like so over it that it doesn't matter. You don't owe them friendship, and you don't need to waste your time on that friendship. You need to be growing as a person and with other people. Speaking of, be selfish with your time. This is something I'm sure everyone says, but this literally is how I get over anything in my life. Like, doesn't have to do with a boy, just anything. Spend that time that you would invested in that, or being upset about it or whatever, and like focus on yourself. Like, even the other day, I went to SoulCycle and I was cured from all of my life problems. Like, that's like the most annoying thing I've ever said in my life, but it's true. Like, you just need to, like, working out is the best thing that you can do. Even if you don't like working out, I'm sure there's one sort of exercise that you could possibly like: painting, reading, listening to music, making stuff, maybe making YouTube videos, like playing a sport. Do things that you like and keep yourself busy, and be selfish with your time and selfish as a person. Spend it all on you. If they text you, ignore it. That's all I'm gonna say for that one. Oh god. I'm queen of ignoring messages now, guys. I'm pretty good at it. Know that if you get back together with them, it probably won't be the same. This is different for everyone, I know for a fact. Like, I can think of couples who've gotten back together and they're better now, but I can also think of the other 99 couples that have gotten back together and it only been worse. Personally, in my experience, there's yeah, I did the whole getting back together thing. I regret it, honestly. That's probably the only thing I regret in those relationships. Like the actual thing is just going back and forth at the end. It's not good for either of you. It's not good for your mental well-being. Also, like the relationship you'll have with them after, it just gets even more toxic. And it's also just not the same. Like once you guys have gotten to the point where you're like, we're done, it's really hard for it to go back to like not being done, you know? I'm so good at advice. This one is another, oh, why am I not in focus? I was gonna say something really funny. Oh, we're back. Okay, this one is kind of like a manipulative one, but I'm gonna give you guys a pro tip in life. Don't talk bad about your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend. Hear me out on this. When I say don't talk bad about them, I mean talk a lot of crap to your best friends. Like that's a given. Obviously, totally fine. I don't really care what you do. But to other people, don't say anything about them, because if you think about it, your intentions of talking bad about your ex to people that you are not close with is totally different than talking bad about them to people you're close with. The people that you're close with already probably think badly of them, but that's also you just venting. But if you're talking to people you're not close with, you're just trying to make them look bad and make them look stupid and rude. But if you decide to be the bigger person and not talk bad about them and just be, you know, the bigger person, then they are going to look bad by default because they're probably talking about you or look stupid, and you will look the bigger person and they will look dumb. There you go. Isn't that a good tip?
That is good.
Okay, just because they are not good for you, it doesn't mean that they're not a good person. Obviously, you're gonna date people who suck. We all have. There are bad people in this world, but not always. Like that goes for friendships as well. Just because like your friendship or your relationship didn't work out, it doesn't make them a bad person, and it doesn't make you a bad person either. I think that's something to kind of keep in mind. Sometimes things just aren't meant to work out. It's just the sad truth, you know? Oh my god. Okay, if you're dealing with a psychotic ex-boyfriend and they take it to social media and they do all these other psychotic things, don't even acknowledge it. Like, oh, that I take that back. That's my other second thing that I regret, is if they are doing stuff that's like really petty online or whatever, even if you only like, I didn't even acknowledge it online. Like even if you're like somehow you like talk privately or whatever, just like straight up ignore it. Like it doesn't matter. What they do is not your problem. It's just if they're doing stuff, ignore it. Okay, don't be, and also don't be the petty ex on social media. Seriously, don't do it. Keep in mind also that throughout this entire breakup, they're showing their true colors, and like what, you really get to know someone once you go through a breakup with them. And obviously not everyone is themselves when they're heartbroken. Like I don't hold everyone to that, but I'm just saying, like, there's a little bit of truth to it. Listen to JoJo, Survivor by Destiny's Child. Who else do I have? The Whole Ordeal playlist. Literally, every single friend of mine that has come to me about a breakup has been like, what do I do? And then I'm like, listen to Survivor by Destiny's Child or JoJo. This is also really cheesy, but it is something good to keep in mind. It's like, if you were like so happy with this one person or so in love with this other person and they weren't right for you, like imagine how happy you will be with someone who is right for you. I went through this. Obviously, I am like lighthearted in this video and stuff, but like I have been through a really bad heartbreak. I get it. It sucks. It's so hard, and it's something that you're just like, you're not prepared for because no one really tells you how bad it will be. Like I guess people tell you, but like once you experience it yourself, you're like, holy crap, this sucks. Even though this isn't really probably what you want to hear, just know that like you will get over it. It takes time, it's fine. Like when I was going through this, I would never think that I would, I mean I probably did think eventually, whatever, but then I would eventually be like, I am so glad I'm not with that person, and it's not any shade to that person at all. Like they're fine, I don't really care. But it's just like now that's not really anything that I would, why am I not focused? It's just like now that's not really something that I would want. And I would not be who I am today if I was still with them. And I like who I am today a lot better. So I don't know. I kind of just gotten to the point where I'm like really grateful that that happened, and I am so much of who I am because of things like that happening. And I think that's important to realize. If you're watching this, you're probably really young, knowing my audience, and you have a lot of boys and girls to kiss. You have a lot of boys and girls to not kiss. You have a lot of fun things to do in your life. Take this time to be free. And if you meet someone, you meet someone. If you don't meet someone, you don't meet someone. It's honestly, you win either way. It's not the end of the world. It may feel like the end of the world, but it's really not. What's that Drake song that's like, when a good thing goes bad, it's not the end of the world? I'm just kidding. Oh my God. You will get over it. You learn, you know what you like, what you don't like, all of that stuff. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if it was really long. If I forgot anything, I'll leave it down below. But just know, that you'll get over it and you will survive and it will not matter anymore. And then you'll end up with people who are better and you'll kiss people who are better. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this, and I will see you guys soon. Oh, if you're new here, subscribe. Okay, bye.